Welcome to our comprehensive review of America's latest news. Today, we bring you key updates affecting people from coast to coast. From the halls of Washington to the heart of hometowns, new events shape our nation. We aim to inform you about the most important stories, clearly and briefly. The United States is facing new challenges and opportunities. Political debates, economic shifts, and global events all play a role in daily life. Our report covers the facts you need to know. Whether it's about jobs, laws, or the weather, we keep you updated. We also look at trends changing the way people live. Technology, health, and culture are part of the big picture. From Supreme Court news to green energy projects, we cover it all. Our goal is to help you stay informed and engaged. Let's begin with the major political stories unfolding in Washington. What Congress and the President decide can impact every American. Washington is in the middle of heated negotiations. This week, Congress faces a crucial deadline to pass a new budget bill. Lawmakers from both parties are working late, debating spending on defense, healthcare, and infrastructure. If they cannot agree soon, a government shutdown could be possible. President Janelle Thompson is also leading talks on immigration reform. The White House wants to balance stronger border security with a path to citizenship for millions. This plan has supporters and critics on both sides of the aisle, making talks tense and unpredictable. Election season is picking up speed. Primary races in several states are drawing heavy attention. Both major parties are sharpening their messages, focusing on jobs, education, and the economy. Voter turnout is expected to be high, reflecting a nation deeply interested in its direction. Key decisions made in Washington this week will shape the months ahead. Americans are watching closely, hoping for compromise and clear action on big issues. The Supreme Court is at the center of headlines again. Justices heard arguments on a major case about digital privacy and police access to cell phone data. Civil rights groups argue the case could set new protections for Americans in the digital age. A decision is expected by summer. Several states have passed new laws on topics like abortion, voting rights, and gun control. In Texas, a new law makes it harder to access certain abortion services, sparking protests and legal challenges. Meanwhile, California expanded mail-in voting, aiming to make elections more accessible. Federal judges are also weighing lawsuits over free speech in social media. Tech companies and advocacy groups are waiting to see if new rules will change how online platforms operate. The outcomes may affect how Americans communicate online. Legal news this week shows the court's big role in daily life. Americans are paying attention to how the law adapts to new technology and social changes. America's economy is sending mixed signals. The Federal Reserve signaled it may pause interest rate hikes, hoping to support growth while keeping inflation in check. This move has been welcomed by Wall Street and Main Street alike. Unemployment is low, but some industries face layoffs, especially in tech and retail. Small business owners report mixed results. Some are hiring, while others worry about rising costs and supply chain delays. Housing prices have steadied in many cities, making it easier for first-time buyers, but high mortgage rates remain a concern. The stock market bounced back after earlier dips. Investors are watching for signs of strength, especially in manufacturing and service sectors. Consumer spending is strong in some areas, but many families still feel the pinch at the grocery store and gas pump. Financial experts urge caution, but there are reasons for hope. New jobs are being created, and American innovation is driving growth in unexpected places. America's energy scene is, rapidly changing. Domestic oil and gas production remains high, driven by strong demand and, global uncertainty. Prices at the pump have stabilized, offering some relief to drivers. However, energy companies warn of possible price spikes if international conflicts worsen. Meanwhile, renewable energy is growing fast. Wind, solar, and battery storage projects are being built all across the country. Federal and state incentives are helping homeowners and businesses go green. The Biden administration recently approved 2 major offshore wind farms, promising cleaner power and new jobs. Climate change risks are in focus after extreme weather events. Wildfires, flooding, and droughts have pushed communities to prepare for more challenges. Emergency agencies are investing in better infrastructure and early warning systems. The debate continues on how best to balance energy needs with environmental protection. Americans are joining local and national efforts to reduce their carbon footprint. Section 6. Global Affairs, America and the World Stage. America remains deeply involved in global events. United States support for Ukraine is strong, with new military aid and humanitarian supplies arriving this week. Diplomats stress that helping Ukraine defend itself remains a top priority, but negotiations with Russia continue to be complex. Tensions with China are also in the spotlight. Trade talks are ongoing, with both nations seeking better terms. American leaders warn of cybersecurity threats and call for fairer business practices. Meanwhile, cultural exchanges and student visits are on the rise, showing some signs of cooperation. In the Middle East, the United States is working with partners to reduce conflict and promote stability. Recent talks in the region focused on counterterrorism and rebuilding efforts. American forces remain on alert as new threats emerge. Global issues like climate change, migration, and economic shifts are affecting United States policy. America's actions abroad continue to have big impacts at home. Section 7. Technology and Innovation, the Digital Frontier. Technology is rapidly changing life in America. Artificial intelligence tools are now in schools, offices, and hospitals. New software helps diagnose diseases, analyze data, and even write news reports. Experts say artificial intelligence will keep growing but warn about privacy and job impacts. Cybersecurity is a major focus. Recent cyber attacks on city governments and major companies have raised alarms. The federal government is investing in new defenses, training workers, and urging businesses to protect their digital systems. Electric vehicles are more common on American roads. Major car makers are rolling out new models with longer ranges and faster charging. Federal tax credits are helping more families buy electric vehicles. Charging stations are popping up in cities and along highways, making travel easier. Technology brings new opportunities and risks. Leaders urge Americans to stay informed and safe as the digital landscape evolves. Section 8. Health and Safety. Hospitals, well-being and security. Hospitals are busy, but most have enough capacity to handle emergencies. Flu season is peaking in some regions, so health officials urge people to get vaccinated and practice good hygiene. There are also new alerts about rising cases of RSV and COVID-19 variants, but vaccines and treatments are available. Public safety is in the headlines after a string of severe storms and wildfires. Emergency services report quick responses and improvements in rescue technology. Crime rates are steady in most cities, but some areas see spikes in theft and cybercrime. Health experts remind everyone to check in on elderly neighbors and those with chronic illnesses. Simple steps, like washing hands, wearing masks in crowded places, and staying home when sick, can make a big difference. Americans are also paying attention to mental health. Support hotlines and counseling services are available, with more people seeking help for stress and anxiety. Section 9. Weather, Culture, and What's Next for America. Extreme weather continues to affect parts of the country. The Midwest faces severe thunderstorms and tornado watches. The West is dealing with wildfire risks, while the East prepares for heavy rain and possible flooding. Emergency officials advise checking local alerts, preparing emergency kits, and having evacuation plans ready. Cultural life is vibrant, schools are adapting to new technologies, and remote learning remains an option in some districts. Workforce trends show more people working from home or seeking flexible jobs. In sports, the basketball playoffs are drawing big crowds, and new movies are breaking box office records. Looking ahead, Americans should watch for updates on the federal budget, Supreme Court decisions, and new green energy projects. International events, especially in Ukraine and the Middle East, will also remain important. The next week could bring big news in technology and healthcare too. As we close, remember to stay informed, follow trusted news sources, talk with your neighbors, and be ready for whatever comes next. America's story is always unfolding, and together, we shape the future.